We shall use the perpetuity formula to find the formula for an annuity. An annuity has a constant cash of C for n periods. Now, we can actually view an annuity as being a perpetuity and another perpetuity which is negative starting from period n plus 1. So, if you have these two perpetuities, the first perpetuity starts at period 1, goes on forever. The next perpetuity starts at period n plus 1 and it has an amount negative C as the cash flow. So from period n plus 1, minus C and plus C are going to cancel out. So you're going to have 0 in the net. So therefore an annuity is like two perpetuities, one which starts paying you next period and goes on forever, and the second one in which you pay out starting from period n plus 1 and you pay out forever. So when you add these two perpetuities, everything from n plus 1 onwards cancels out. Now the value of the first perpetuity is C by R, which we just did. Now the next perpetuity at time n has a value of C by R. When you are here, you are looking at this perpetuity which is minus C forever. So at time n, this has a value C by R and you're going to pay this out. So it's going to be minus C by R. Okay? So this is the value of the first perpetuity, and the second perpetuity has a minus sign, and also this value C by R is at time n. So to bring it from here back to today, you have to discount by n periods, or the factor is 1 plus R to the power n. So therefore, this is the equation for the value of an annuity. It is the first annuity, which is a positive cash flow of C forever, minus a second annuity which is a cash flow of C forever starting from period n plus 1 and which you pay instead of receive. So that's why there is a negative sign here. So you take C by R common outside, and what you're left with is inside the bracket 1 minus 1 upon 1 plus R to the power n. So this is the formula for an annuity, and this is one formula you should definitely memorize. It is a very useful formula. It has applications in many different problems, essentially because in the real world there are often cash flows which are fixed in amount for a certain number of periods. For example, mortgage payments. So you should definitely memorize the annuity formula. So why did I take the trouble of breaking it up into two perpetuities instead of directly giving you the formula? Because I want you to understand. There should be no mysteries when I teach. I would like you to understand what is going on, because if you understand what is going on, then you shall have a much better ability to do some work rather than if you memorize formulae. So that is why I explained to you from where the annuity formula comes from. So we are going to first use the annuity formula on this example, so here what you have is you have 3 years of $500 cash flows. So each year for the next 3 years, you're going to get $500 and the discount rate is 10%. So one way to do it, of course, is simply to treat it as a multiple cash flow, find the present value of each of the cash flows and then add it up. For example, this would be 500 divided by 1.10. This one would be 500 divided by 1.10 square, and this would be 500 divided by 1.10 cube. So we have the values of these individual cash flows to be 500 upon 1.10 is 454.55. 500 upon 1.1 square is 413.22, and 500 upon 1.1 to the power 3 is 375.66. So you add these up and you get 1243.43. So essentially what we did here is we took the 500 and to bring it to today, so this is today, we have to divide by 1.10. The 500, which is 2 periods from now, so this is 1 year away. This is 2 years away. And this is 3 years. The 500, which is 2 years away, we have to divide by 1.10 square, and the 500 3 years away, we have to divide by 1.10 cube, and we get these amounts. 500 divided by 1.10 is 454.55. 500 divided by 1.10 square is 413.22, and 500 divided by 1.10 cube is 375.66. You add these up, you get 1243.43. Now we are going to find the value of this annuity by applying the annuity formula. So by the annuity formula, we have C by R, so that is 500 divided by 0.10 into 1 minus 1 plus R to the power n. So that will be 1 minus 1 divided by 1.10 to the power 3. So 500 divided by 0.10 equals 5,000. And 1 minus 1 upon 1.10 cube becomes 1 minus 0.7513 and some more digits. So that becomes equal to 5,000 into 0.248685, which is equal to $1,243.43. So you see, by first principles you get an answer 1243.43, and applying the annuity formula you get the same answer. So this is the example of an annuity. we are going to do some more examples in this lecture. So in the first example, we have $500 a month for the next 60 months. And the discount rate is 0.7% a month. So what you have is a timeline where each month there is a $500 payment till the 60th month when there is a final $500 payment. And the rate of discount is 0.7% a month, which means that when you move back by a month, you divide by 1.007. So 0.7% equals 0.007. The word percent means per 100. So you divide the percentage by 100 to get the number. And the 1 is for 1 plus r. And from here to here again you divide by 1.007. When you, from the 60th month, you want to come back a period, you divide by 1.007. Now, one way to do it, of course, is that you take all these individual cash flows. For example, you take this cash flow and you discount it by 60 periods. Then you add that to the discounted value of the cash flow for the 59th period and so on. But that is, of course, going to be very tedious. So instead, we use the annuity formula. So in the annuity formula, what you will have is that the present value, that is the value of all these cash flows brought back to today, all these cash flows brought back to this point in time, that is called the present value. So the present value, according to the annuity formula, will be 500 divided by 0.007 into 1 minus 1.007 to the power 60, because there are 60 periods. It is not important whether it's months or years. Annuity formulas can be used for any length periods, but however many periods there are, there must be one payment every period, and you use that number, the number of periods, in the annuity formula. So you don't say that 60 months equals 5 years, so we are going to put 5 here. No. Here in this question, every period is 1 month. So you are going to, for n, use the number of months. So that equals 500 divided by 0.007 equal to 71,428.57, and the value of 1 minus 1 divided by 1.007 to the power 60 becomes 1 minus 0.65801. So that becomes equal to 24,427.86.